Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So today I am here to share with you guys what I'm up to, a project that I'm working on. I thought it would be a lot of fun to turn on the camera and do it together. That way I could share with you what I'm working on and one of the products that I found that I am loving for this project. So these are a couple journals that I'm in the middle of making. I do have the signatures sewn into them and I have them stitched and pockets in, but I need to make ephemera pieces and things for them. But yeah, I wanted to share the rest of the creating process with you guys. I thought that would be a lot of fun. I don't usually have a lot of time for that kind of video, so yeah, I'm pretty excited. But I wanted to start today by sharing with you what I'm working on and what I found, and I am loving it. So, okay, one of these journals is a long overdue gift, and the theme slash style of it is what she likes. And I thought I can never just work on one journal at a time, so I'm creating one for my Etsy shop as well. And yeah, I'll post that when it's all done and everything. So these are Reader's Digest books. I haven't completed the cover yet. I didn't really find a fabric that I liked that kind of matched what was going to happen with these journals, so I ended up painting it. And then I'm going to do something here on the front, not sure what yet, and I'm going to have a big fluffy tassel there to the outside that's all colorful. I had picked up some of this tie-dye sari silk, which ended up working perfectly for this project, but you guys, I have got to show you because I'm so excited about this. Okay, so these ruffles that I created are made out of cellophane sheets. So I picked these up on Amazon and I didn't quite know what to expect. They're 8 by 8 in size. It comes with a variety of colors, which is awesome. 210 sheets, which again is awesome. I will leave a link for these in the description box down below for anyone who might be interested because I had so much fun with this. The thing about this is it's a little thicker than what you would imagine cellophane wrap would be that you would get on a roll to wrap a basket or gift wrap or whatever. This is actually much thicker, which is amazing to me. So what I did was I created ruffles and I was really like, how are those gonna hold up? But they really are thick enough that I was able to run them through my sewing machine. This actually took a couple strips. I'll show you guys in the video today. And the other thing that I ended up doing, let's see if I can find it, is creating little windows here. So this belly band has a window, and I have a couple more, but I am planning on making some tags this way. Here's another tuck spot with that cellophane window. And let's see, I know there's one more in here, but which signature it's in, I'm not sure. Here we go. And then here's another little pocket tuck here. And I just love these. I think it's so much fun. It would be awesome for any project. And because of the rainbow effect, it really pulls off what I need it to do for this journal project that I'm working on. Here's another fun spread that I was working on. So my whole thought with this journal is I want the stars, I want the clouds, I want the color especially. So the paper collection that I'm using in these journals is the Dear Lizzie, She's Magic collection. It's beautiful. The colors are beautiful, and it has all the colors, you know, which is really what I needed. And I do really like the soft colors. So this has been a lot of fun. I've used so much of it in these books. So yes, I thought it would be fun to do a couple projects with this cellophane so I can show you guys how easy it is to work with. I'm going to show you how to create the ruffles. I know pretty much everybody knows how to sew a ruffle, but again, I just wanted to be able to show you guys how I put them together. All right, so again, you get so much of this in a package, and I'm sure you could do so many different things with it. It's a lot of fun. So the ruffles that I made were 1.5 inches. So I just line it up on my paper trimmer, and I cut a couple strips. My journals are made with Reader's Digest covers, so they measure about 7¼ inches tall, and these 2 strips made a great ruffle for that. But you would just play around with it to get the size that you wanted. Okay, lots of fiddling around with my sewing machine here, but I wanted to get the camera angled for you guys. So all you do is begin your fold that you want your ruffle. I didn't press down very hard because I didn't want a kink in my ruffle. So it's helpful if I turn the machine on. And I like to do this with a zigzag stitch because I find that, I don't know, I just feel like it's going to help reinforce the cellophane material a little bit more than a straight stitch would, but maybe a straight stitch would be fine too. So I just get it started, and then because it's like a plasticky material, it folds up super easy. So every so often you can just make a fold in your plastic and feed it into the machine. Okay, and then when I get close to the end, let me see if I can tip it up. I have my last fold here. I know it doesn't show up that well, but now, just like any paper ruffle, you can even lift the foot because that plastic is folded under there, and slip this into place. Just kind of line it up so it's straight, put your foot back down, and keep going. Okay, so you can see here where I've joined the 2 together. But as the full ruffle, you can't. It just looks like one solid piece. So I am in love with these. I have not had any of them rip. It is, the tension's a little tight on the machine, but I haven't had any of them tear or anything. So it's not even that delicate of a project. But you can hear how nice and thick that material is. So I will link these down below for anyone who's interested. I am in love with them, but otherwise, let's get on to the next project. All right, so you guys know one of the things I love to make tags out of is file folder. I love a good manila file folder. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to take mine. I think my journal measures about 4, and I'm going to make 4-inch tags. How's that? It's going to be 4 inches wide and 6 inches tall. Actually, this time I'm going to take that edge off. Okay, and I just want to get an idea here of how my tags are going to fit in the book. Perfect. Okay, so these are going to be pretty basic. So I'm going to start by lining the back of my tag with some of this avocado dyed paper. These are some extra pages that I had left over from creating my books. So I'm going to adhere these down But because I plan on running it through my sewing machine, I'm just going to use my ATG gun. Okay. Save my sewing machine a little. I know I shouldn't run that gummy glue through there, dried or not, right? So I try to remember that. I just want to add some extra because I do plan on punching some shapes out of this, so yes. I hope everybody's doing well and hanging in there. Not sure when this video is going to post, but I am going to try to get it up pretty quickly. I need to spend a day editing. I have a lot to edit, but I really was anxious to get started on this project. I was so excited. You know, when you have an idea pop in your head and you're like, yes, must do it immediately. That has been me for the last few days. I like using the manila folder as a cardstock, I guess. I like making my tags a little thick. I don't really like a flimsy paper tag. I guess that's really the only reason why I add that to the center. All right, so I have a couple pieces of paper here that I'm going to use on the front of these. And I'm going to try doing things a little different on each of them. And I already failed once at one of the things that I wanted to do and am redoing this. So I hope it works out the second time. We shall see. That's why you're supposed to practice things before you just hop on camera. Just saying. Okay. But that's all right. I really like this watercolor rainbow effect here. So I want to use some of this. And I'm cutting it 4 by 6, so it's the same size as my tag. And while I'm at it, I have a piece of this orange and blue cellophane. I actually am going to cut them the same size also right now, just because in case I have to make sure that it fits in the sewing, in the stitching of the tags. We'll see if it's necessary or not. Don't you like how I just, you know, wing it? Hey, I'm gonna wing this project. You guys want to come along? See if I can pull it off? Of course, if you're seeing the video, I'm gonna pull something off, so I have scratched a video a time or two. Okay, there we go. Okay, so 4 by 6 cellophane, 4 by 6 cover paper, and extra paper, and 4 by 6 tags. If you guys hear my cat snoring in the background, I do apologize. She is quite the snorer, just saying. I'm gonna start with this one. And my paper's a little, just a smidgen off on the sides, but that's okay. I can trim it all down later. I think I want to use orange with this. I think that's so pretty. All right, so you could add a little bit of removable adhesive here at the top if you wanted to hold these together a little bit better than I'm just gonna wing it here. Or you could stitch the top. My punch is actually not that great. I didn't buy it. It's not that old either. It's when I got it at Michael's. I don't know if I corrected myself. It was not Hobby Lobby, it's Michael's. Okay, I'm going to trim my tag just slightly to match this paper. So I'm pushing my paper over to the other edge, making sure it is centered and punching through that whole thing. And like I said, my punch is not that great. So now I have my heart punched out of both sides of my tags, which I'm super excited about. And all I really need is enough cellophane to cover that heart, obviously. So I'm going to trim this down. I can save that piece. But if you didn't have a sewing machine and you couldn't stitch your heart shape like I'm going to do, I might leave the cellophane. Just make sure that you add enough adhesive that you're going to keep it in place. So I'm using my tape runner here. I just want to make sure that I can keep it in place until I run it through my machine. And I can go back and trim the edges then of anything, you know, when I'm done with this. And then I'm going to add this piece of paper over the top. I know that's a lot of adhesive, but all right, then just lining it all up. And I have some trimming to do, but not a problem. And then here you can see how I just have that window on both sides. What I love about this, you guys know that I am, if you watch any of my journal flip throughs, I make chunky journals. And then a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, but how do you use that? And I say, well, sometimes it's about the journal and writing in it. Sometimes it's about the fun of decorating it. Sometimes that's where a journal is more fun for me. And maybe I'm not necessarily going to do a lot of writing in it. So, but this is great for a journal that you're going to write in because it stays flat, yet it adds a little something, you know? So yeah, I'm loving this. I'm just going to round my corners so it looks like a tag. You can get that one very good. I'm literally trying to talk over my cat. Like, she better not ruin my video. That's all I have to say. All right, so this one, I'm not going to punch all the way through the paper. I'm just going to do the top piece. So I'm going to use my star punch for this one. And it's so big, you gotta try to figure out where you're at here. I'm going to put one toward the top, and then I can kind of get my star at a different angle if I go toward the bottom. There. Again, I'm just going to place these with some adhesive. Try to keep the trimming down to one side here if I can. All right, and don't do what I do. I have some adhesive running through my star there. All right, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to redo this, but watch your adhesive and where you place it because mine is in my little cutouts there. Not a big deal. I can mask that when I'm creating the tag and decorating it, but I'm just gonna keep going because that's workable for me, and you guys know. All right. Then I'm just going to round my corners again. more trimming. I've been using the ink color Mermaid Lagoon throughout my journal, so I'm going to ink the edges of these with this color. I just like the way that inking the edges of my tags and little things I'm working on defines the edge. In a lot of vintage projects, obviously we do it to make it look aged, but I just love the way that it defines the edges of things. So I enjoy even color for that. I think this one's my favorite. I like the window through the whole tag, for sure. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, so don't look at my stitching too closely. It's a little wonky. I'm not the best at going around shapes, but I love that. Something that I did do when I was working in the journal that I forgot to do in this video was ink the edges of the inside of my shapes, which I really like the way that kind of completes the look. So yeah, there's so many things you could do. And of course you could make shakers and use this on the outside instead of acetate if you wanted a different color. It's kind of unique and different. I haven't seen anybody really playing with these sheets before. I just kind of happened upon them. Doesn't mean nobody has. It's a big world. It's a big YouTube world out there. But anyway, I am in love with them. I think it's so much fun. So this is just a pocket, and instead of making a tag like I did, I just backed this piece of paper. So I only punched this piece of paper and then I adhered it to that paper. So super simple way to make some tucks. There you can see some tucks and pockets and little windows in anything. And of course the ruffles. I am in love with the ruffles. So you guys, that is it. That's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you enjoyed this little project, and I hope if you get some of the cellophane that you tell me, and I would love to see what you create with it over in the Facebook group. I would love to see that. So thank you guys again. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I will be back. I'm planning on making some clusters and maybe some other journaling cards for these journals. So if you enjoyed this, you don't want to miss the rest of the projects. Thanks again, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.